Hey everyone, Caller here. Today I have a pretty special build for you guys. I got the idea to do an ice shards and ice blast build, along with an ice shield to help out with starting the run, obviously, ice grenade, and of course ice armor. A lot of ice. Personally, I like to call it the Slushie build because I think it's funny, obviously. I originally got the idea from one of Daniel San's videos he released it on Saturday. It was his Darkness video. And at one point, he picked up both Ice Shards and Ice Blast and just ran with that for a few minutes. And I'm like, this is funny. I want to try it. So I turned on custom mode, enabled these 5 things, and here we are. Unfortunately, since Ice Blast and Ice Shards are both long-ranged, I can't have both from the tubes, so I have to find the Ice Blast later because Ice Blast is not a good starting weapon compared to Ice Shards. I mean, like, neither are good weapons. They're awful, but like, yeah, here we go. I've been at this since Saturday, trying to get a run. Of course, Daniel did it first. But, you know, I also did it. I did leave a 2 scroll on brutality because I think I'm doing scroll minute because I planned out my whole route for this run. I planned it out. I know exactly what mutations I'm gonna take and when. And what biomes I'm going to and when. So I thought I was gonna be dealing more DPS with this build. But I don't. And I did it anyway because I think it's cool to do stupid stuff like this and do it anyway, even though the odds are stacked against you. Because Ice Shards only slow down the enemy, and if they get enough stacks of slow, obviously they freeze. I think it's like 5 stacks. I'm thinking about picking up that Malaise food, but not yet, just in case challenge rift. But, so 5 stacks of slow freezes the enemy, and Ice Blast just straight up freezes the enemy. However, Ice Blast does not deal damage on frozen enemies, but Ice Shards, by dealing damage, unfreezes. So by using both, you can get both of their DPS. And the goal was kind of to just get as much DPS as possible. And I think right now I'm looking for... Oh. That was bleeding. Why did I sell that? Anyway, I'm also looking for any bleeding Wow. Okay. Any bleeding affixes on the Ice Blast and Ice Shard, because the only quote-unquote synergy you can get on these, because none of these can get spread oil. The only thing you can get is bleeding, because Ice Blast can get bleed on thaw. Actually, every single one of these weapons can get bleed on thaw, but yes, finally an Ice Blast. Also, there wasn't enough curses, so I'm manually taking curses myself because I think it's funny. You're gonna see me open a couple more paid doors just because I can. Anyway, ice shards can get plus 60 to bleed, and ice blast gets bleed on thaw. So it's, and not only bleed on thaw, but also it gets plus 60 to bleed. So it's kind of like the one and only synergy you get between the weapons. We're not going to prom. I think I clean up now, because we picked this up for scroll minute because we are going a very what's the word? Very unoptimized route. The only optimized choice I make here, technically speaking, is toxic sewers. That's it. And I'm basically picking up every single piece of gold I can find because why not? I take the ice blast because it's plus 60% to bleeding, obviously. And I don't... The first mutation I take is frostbite, obviously. Because frostbite is basically our secondary DPS. It's like our main secondary DPS, because without it we deal trash for damage. And the only reason why I go to toxic sewers here is because every single enemy in sewers can die pretty easily. The hardest enemy in here is the Rampagers, which don't have that much health. But if you go to like, for example, let's say you go to Dilapidated Arboretum, which I did go there just to test it out like twice. Let's say you go to Arboretum, the mushroom throwers, I forget what they're called, but the big guys, they take a lot more to kill, and it's pretty rough. We got one good dual scroll so far, which is awesome. But I did try to go Arboretum to Prison Depths to Morass and then the Mama Tick. It's just brutal, dude. It's so brutal. I would have done Mama Tick, but even like with the fact that Shards does crit, it's still super rough, dude. And we have, oh yeah, we got legendary sandals. I forgot about that. I forgot that forget if we find any other natural spawning legendaries, because we do go to shrines. But yeah, I was actually in voice chat while recording this. Me, Daniel-san, Disappointed Giant joined as well. He had to leave like mid-shrines, though. And then later Kiwi joined right near the end of my run. But like, I found the sandals and Daniel was like, oh, you gotta pick them up. I'm like, no, I can't. That's not the point of the run. Oh my god. I don't think I would I don't think there is ever a situation I would be in to pick up legendary sandals. I'm not gonna lie, I don't like sandals. I'd rather have gauntlets. Anyway, we're just vibing though. Like, Frostbite is doing work. We're already at haha funny number 69. Do I go to the shop? No, I just go through it. Okay. Not a cursed chest. That's okay though. God, I was doing runs on Thursday. I left that. Oh, I think I have like a plus 15% damage to my ice shards right now. And I left that. Another paid door curse. Let's go. I left that ice shards on the ground because I'd had plus 60% to bleed. But my blast does not have bleed on thaw yet, so it's not worth it to take at this time because my current one deals more damage and I need it. I think I do pick it up and re-roll my blast affixes for that synergy right before Corrupted Prison. I'm pretty sure. I'm like 90% sure. Nice dip in poison. What a gamer. What a gamer, dude. Yeah, elites. Oh my god, these guys take forever. They're so bad to kill. Poison. Yeah, I don't pick. I was thinking about it, but it doesn't. I'm looking for that bleed. I'm looking for the bleed because that's the most important thing for damage. But like for biomes, this dual setup is not. It's not too bad, actually. I have fun with it in biomes. Oh, I hate these elites. They're the worst. Actually, no. I mean, it might be a bit of a hot take. I don't think box elites are the worst. I think the elites where the laser like goes up, I think those are the worst. My personal opinion. I think, and then the second is the one with the diamond that shoots the projectiles, and then the third worst is the one with the just the line across that can just appear. And then it would probably have to be the box elite. So in my personal opinion, fourth worst is the box elite. That might be a bit of a hot take, but I don't care. Alright, where are we going? We are going... We're going to the left. I think I tried to do mostly full clears here. Oh yeah, see, one of the worst. Fucking worst. But yeah, I didn't say this yet, but like, ice shards normally crits in like water, which is like, or oil, and usually you'd have like a trap that spreads oil, but like, this build's got none of that. We got 0 crits whatsoever, but that's okay. I think, do I take this? No, I don't, because what I look at for affixes is, well, for the ice armor is poison, bleed on thaw, and the slower thaw time. Those 3 affixes are what I look for now. I think during the end, I just don't care about the affixes on the ice armor because they're not my main DPS, but that's what I look for at the moment because they kind of help. Since it's only an 8-second uptime. So if I use it in a hairy situation, like, those affixes do help. Oh, love to see the trap chest. Get him! Get him off my screen. Let's go. Alright. We're going to pick. Oh, mine had bleeding. Oh, wait. Oh, I got it all wrong. Okay, I misread. Okay, yeah, I thought, I don't know why I thought my shards had plus 15% damage. I think that's why I left it on the ground. Do I take? I take the blast. Okay. I think I took it because I thought it had bleed on thaw, but it didn't, which is my mistake. But that's okay, we get through it. And we take kill rhythm here. Because the faster I can throw out ice shards, the faster the enemies can thaw, which means the faster ice blasts can do more damage. Otherwise, everything would be cancer to fight. But again, biomes aren't too bad with this build. I actually have quite a lot of fun in biomes with this build. It's just bosses that are more than rough. I'm just going. We're just going. Curses aren't bad for me. I've basically gotten used to curses. Like, I just go with them. I know, like... Wow. Just wow, man. I know for, like, newer players, you know, you just, like... gotta be cautious with curses. I mean, I was like that too, but at some point I'm just like, I don't care. If I lose the run, it's my fault anyway, so I might as well just go, right? And if you're newer, I do suggest, like, being cautious with them. I just think, personally, it's more fun to just go. And if you die, then fate did not bless you on that run particularly well. You just try again. Excuse me. This was rough. I remember this. God. Yeah, I get hit there. Yeah, that's so rough. I should have popped my ice armor. Actually, no, I did. It was on cooldown. Yeah, the elites can be rough, man. Especially with this build, but it gets better. Oh my god, it takes so long. It takes so long. Man, it takes so long, but like, it's not that bad. I had to wait for the box to go away, so Oh, I take another hit there. Finally. God. My one and only challenge rift. Dude, I've played so many runs, and I had not seen a single challenge rift up until this point. My one and only beloved challenge rift. But, you know... But, you know, I'll take it. I think I take it later, though. I don't know why. I think I was looking for more food, but I already had both foods on the map, so it didn't matter, but... Yeah. I was like, I might as well just finish and then go back for it. But like usually if you find a challenge rift in either of the prison biomes, it's like you might as well just take it right away, because like there's no kill streak door, so it doesn't matter. You could just take it. Because if you get hit, it doesn't I mean, like, it does matter because you don't die, but, like, it doesn't matter for your kill streak because there's no door. Pick that up for health, and we're just going. I almost flawless this challenge rift, but I think I get hit because everybody was talking and I'm like, dude, yeah, there you go. I was like, damn it. Why? But yeah, at this point I'm starting to think like, this run is not going very well. I'm probably gonna die, you know? So I'm just like, I'm just going just to go. And DG was like, oh, you know, this run is going bad. This is the run you're gonna win right here. And I'm like, dude, don't even... What am I doing? Oh, we're getting food. Oh, you know what? I know why I paused there, because Daniel was streaming and he picked up a Star Fury and he had Torch, and I was like, you should totally dual wield the Star Fury and Torch. Oh my god. Believe it or not, he did. It was so funny. And then he fought Spoiler Boss with it. He won, but it was funny. It was so funny. Man, just imagine being in a VC and someone's like, hey, you hear me out. You should dual wield Torch and Star Fury. I mean, granted, Daniel did do this run too, because I posted clips of me doing the run, so, like, apparently he does listen to me sometimes. Anyway, I was re-rolling for affixes there, because I desperately needed Thaw, bleed on Thaw on Blast, and plus 60% bleeding to Ice Shards, and that's why I spent almost, like, all of my money, and look at that. We're doing so much better damage, we can just hit them once or twice and just go, because Frostbite does the rest of the work. Which is why I like this build quite a bit in Biomes. I think it's fun. But for bosses, it's not fun. that was an awful hit. But like, it took me quite a while to get this run right because I had quite a bit of trouble on Hand of the King. I literally had to go out of my way and practice Hand of the King. But as I said before, I had this run planned out from the start. I knew exactly where I wanted to go and why. And I could have just done like the most quote-unquote optimal route, you know, toxic sewers, prison, ancient sewers, conjunct, graveyard, whatever, you know, the quote-unquote normal. But I didn't want to do that. I wanted to go quote-unquote my way and still beat the game because I wanted to prove that, like, even just doing what you want to do, you can still play the game how you want to do it. And I went to Ramparts specifically because, well, A, I like Ramparts, and B, I don't think people go here often enough. Well, I shouldn't say that. I don't think people prioritize the biomes they enjoy enough. There we go. It's not just Ramparts. I personally like Ramparts. I'm looking at the bleeding here, but it doesn't... I think mine is better. Yeah. Yeah, I think people prioritize the quote-unquote optimal route over what they enjoy more often than not, and that's kind of sad. So I planned this route out specifically because A, you know, like I said, I like Ramparts, but B, also because for my specific plans, the easiest boss, first boss to flawless is Concierge, especially with a build like this. And Ramparts is an easy biome leading up to Concierge, which means it's technically an easier time if you don't consider the lower scroll amount you're going to get from doing these biomes. Which, you know, is part of the point. Well, part of my point in doing a run like this the way I did it. And another ice shards, which I don't take because it doesn't have bleeding. And Concierge takes forever with this build. You'll see. God, Inquisitors are obnoxious. They're so obnoxious. And I think we're about halfway done with this, and that is our 13th. Which usually for like first boss you want to be around I'm still new. I don't fully know the numbers. I think it's like 13 to 15. For second boss, it's like around 28. Well, 28 is kind of high. It's like 26 to 28. I haven't done the math. I don't know the numbers that well. I literally have like only 350 hours in this game so far. I mean, hell, I just unlocked flamethrower turret, the blueprint for the first time ever while doing one of these runs because I was going to shrines and they had the shockers would drop and I was like, hey, I finally get flamethrower turret. So, you know, like it just goes to show like anybody can do any type of run if they just practice and try hard enough, and I think that's cool. I think I'm just doing a little bit of cleanup here. What am I looking for? Oh, right. I go here because of lore room, and this room drops food. Which, if you don't know, is why I have lore rooms turned on. Is because sometimes you can get rooms that give you free food, like that. Yes, they're Malays, and yes, I have 6 1/4 bars of bars of Malays right now, but who cares? Who cares? I don't. We're just going. Anyway, the idea... So this whole run idea was to flawless Concierge and hopes for a legendary ice armor. But let's talk about Concierge. This damage is ass, and I had to focus. Because all of the... Well, not all, because I haven't fought all of them, but Concierge is one of the bosses where if you freeze him before he attacks, his attack gets interrupted, and it goes to the next one, instead of continuing his attack that you froze him on. Which gets a little unpredictable when he's a little bit faster on higher Malaise bars. But it's fine. Because if you keep your distance a little bit and kind of like predict, you kind of start knowing when he's going to attack. You'll see me pause just a little bit before each of his attacks so I can properly position myself and move to dodge his attacks. And you can see that happen. I have no excuse not to flawless Concierge ever. Like this, oh my god. This is like... This takes as long, if not longer, than the spoiler boss fight. Which is honestly hilarious. And actually, I did some research regarding boss health, and Concierge has the most boss health, I think. Either that, it's very closely tied with death of the first bosses, and of the second bosses. Timekeeper actually has the least amount of health. If not very closely tied with Scarecrow. I also tried, obviously, okay, yeah, obviously I did not get legendary ice armor. I got legendary ice grenade. And at this point, like, I was super disappointed. I was like, okay, this run is garbage, but I'm gonna continue it anyway. And because, like, I already had an idea in mind for this run, which is double legendary ice armor. I re-roll my mutations, grab back, kill rhythm, frostbite, and then I grab wish. And then we go to fractured shrines because basically the idea was if I could not get legendary ice armor from Concierge, I could just force double legendary ice armors in shrines. And oh my god, this is the worst shrines I have ever done. Usually I am awesome at shrines because I love this biome. I think it's amazing. I think it's so fun. I'm not joking. But like everybody was talking and I'm just like talking back because I'm like, this run is shit. I'm probably just gonna throw so it doesn't matter. And I start taking damage and I'm just like, I don't really care anymore. I can't pick that up, but I leave it on the map. I don't think I come back for it. I think I forgot about it. But we'll see. We'll figure it out. But yeah. I think shrines is a great biome when it comes to integrating traps with the environment. Because the environment itself is like these really cool floating islands and stuff, and then you have like your traps with your saws, and unlike distillery, you can actually predict the traps and where they're gonna go because it's just the saw blades and traps you activate yourself. And because I have wish, I go to the treasure doors first because I forget that if you pick up a legendary, I forgot that if you picked up a legendary, it doesn't waste wish. But I forgot about that part, so I'm looking for an ice armor first before I go to the legendary door. I am so glad I popped my ice armor there. That was rough, buddy. We're going through the second door and still no ice armor, and I'm like, where is it? Where's my ice armor that I can turn into a legendary, man? At this point, everybody's talking shit. Daniel and DG and Kiwi's like, oh, Shrines is great, right? Shrines is so great. It's such a great biome. I'm like, yes. Yes, it is. You might think it's not, but I think it is. Again, I'm a Shrines lover. Leave me alone. I got hit by the trap there because I'm not really paying attention at this point. I'm just going. I'm just vibing and going. I know I get hit by another one. I don't remember where though. And we're going through this door. I think this is the door that I get the ice armor. I think. Yes! And I'm like, yes! Finally, let's go! And we got our first legendary ice armor. And we're about to get our second because at this point, I go back to fight the, I think they're called Guardians. Might be Stone Guardians. But this guy, this dude. And yeah, we just kind of we shred just a little bit, ever so slightly, and we got our second one. So now we have 2 legendary ice armors, which is going to be absolutely necessary. No doubt about it. And we already just waste 1 by not paying attention properly, and our malaise bar is still absolutely atrocious right now. Don't worry, it goes down, I promise. And we finally got a better necklace. I didn't realize it until later, but that was a 3-scroll necklace. I thought it was 2, but it's actually a 3. I didn't realize it until later. But yeah, and we're fighting the second guardian here, which is actually a star enemy, which I didn't even realize could happen. Apparently it can. And I always go in the room after the second guardian because most of the time it's a lore room. Sometimes it's a second treasure room, which doesn't have a legendary in it, but you know, it's a nice bonus for gold and another item if you need it. I took that hit because I opened the map and I saw the scroll and I thought it was up there when I wasn't. So, hooray for stupidity, I guess. And now I think we're just doing cleanup. The ice grenade served us well up until this point, but now we're not picking up another one. We're just vibing with 2 legendary ice armors. That was stupid. I actually forgot those Lancer guys can hit through walls. For a minute. I don't know why I did, but apparently I did. We're just going. Oh my god. I hate Inquisitors so much, dude. When they're on the other side of walls and stuff, they're so annoying. I go in here, I don't know why. Oh, you know what? I think... Oh, I do pick that up. Okay, because it was... Yes, right. It had plus 15% damage and a plus 60% bleeding, so I was like, I picked it up because, you know, why not? And I think I keep that for the rest of the run. I'm pretty sure I do. How do I go here? Was it just enemy cleanup? What am I doing? I think it was just enemy cleanup. But yeah, at this point, DG was like, you know, for somebody who likes shrines so much, your kill count is looking pretty low, especially with 2 legendary ice armors. And I'm like, dude, dude, don't even. And I get hit there too. We all just like start laughing and just shitting on my horrible gameplay. Cause like at this point, like I'm just kind of, yeah, I'm just like kind of give it up inside a little bit. Like, this run, ever since the beginning, just did not go how I wanted it to go very much. But it doesn't matter, because now we're on our next biome, which I go to Clock Tower. Because I don't think I've ever gone to Clock Tower on 5BC. I think I've only ever did it once. But I also love Clock Tower. I think it's an amazing biome. Especially with the D-Make soundtrack. It slaps so hard, dude. It's so good. But yeah, we're rocking 6 bars of malaise with full health. And at this point, we're just kind of shredding through stuff. I'll leave that for later, because I do go back and grab it at some point. One of the worst elites. I hate these guys. So, I guess we're just going. Because at this point, I kind of like... I think I switch out my Frost Blast for a slightly better one later. But like, this is the build where I'm at right now. Like, I'm not changing this, I don't think. And Clock Tower, there's like 3 separate towers that you go through. I just kind of go up whichever is closest and then use the teleporters to go up the other ones when I'm done. I don't really have like a rhyme or reason to them. I just go. And double ice armor is saving our asses so many times. And at this point, I think somebody asked... I don't remember what it was. I think they asked about the build, and I was looking at it. And I was like, oh, that's a 3-scroll amulet. How long am I gonna pause here? I think this is a long pause. Yeah, yeah. I was still streaming in VC while doing this. I think it was... I don't exactly remember why I paused. All I know is that, like, during that pause, I was like, oh, that's actually a 3 stat scroll. Because we're at 24 good scrolls right now. And 3 and 3 in the other ones, which is actually... Oh my god. 6,000 health on survival at this point is pretty rough, dude. But luckily we have double ice armor. Legendary at that, which is awesome. I take 2 big hits there, which is ridiculous. And Kiwi, at this point, Kiwi had joined. And everybody was like, dude, you just use a flask. Disappointed Giant especially is like, you don't want to lose a run, just use a flask. And I'm like, no. I have food. And I go to pick up the food instead of using the flask, and I'm like, because like, I didn't want to. Because I knew, like... I knew that the spoiler boss was gonna be hard. I knew that Timekeeper was gonna be hard. I knew that the Hand of the King was gonna be hard, and I knew that I was gonna use at least 1 to 2 potions for them. And I was like, if I use one now, then I'm just gonna like screw myself over later. And we find another food, which brings our malaise bar almost full, basically. Bet you never seen a malaise bar this full, huh? I'm the king of malaise! Nobody can stop me! But like... I mean... It's my personal opinion, but like with the newer updates, the malaise bar doesn't exactly matter. Like, enemies teleport faster, big deal. So what? As I always say, just don't get hit. It's not that hard. But yeah. I don't think it matters as much as people make it out to matter, which I can understand, because back in the early Dead Cells days, I mean, I played back then, but I never got to 5BC, because I remember when Curse Sword and, like, Cleaver were brutality and tactics. It was ridiculous. But, like, Malaise worked completely differently, because if you had a full Malaise bar, you were dead, and every hit you took, you got a full, Malaise bar, and it was stupid. So, like, I can understand older players having that sense of, oh, it's so important, but it's not anymore. Like, the only thing that matters with a high malaise bar at this point is how fast the enemies teleport. And even then, like, once you get used to it, you don't really notice it. Like, I haven't really noticed it personally when I've been playing. It's like, I don't know. It could just be me. I could just be crazy. I could just be insane. Hell, I'm doing a freaking shard and blast run without ×2 or ×4 damage, because I knew that, like, if I picked a ×2 or ×4 up on anything, I would die. I decided to suffer. I know I'm insane, but, like... I don't know. And at this point, I think we're done with Clock Tower, so we're gonna go fight Timekeeper, which is not bad, but it's not great either. All right, let's do it. I do drink a flask here, but Timekeeper specifically is kind of difficult because she is faster and has more moves than Concierge. And like Concierge, if you freeze her, her attacks do get interrupted. And she does go on to the next attack. And because she has more attacks, and she does them faster, it does get a little bit harder to predict. Yeah, and I get hit there a couple times because I have not fought her. But the damage here is not that bad because Timekeeper is more susceptible to freeze and slow than Scarecrow and, of course, Giant. Giant does not get... Giant is both immune to freeze and slow, but... So Frostbite would be just utterly useless against Giant. Oh my god, who would imagine taking this kind of build into Giant fight? Can't relate. I'm sorry, Daniel. I know you did it. I would never be able to imagine doing that myself. Anyway, it's high peak time. So compared to Concierge, that Timekeeper fight was not too bad. It was actually a lot faster because, again, like, she has the least amount of health. And because she freezes and slows quite a bit easier, you're just getting more DPS out of it. And even with... Oh my god. Even with, like, 28... where it's just... we're not doing a lot of damage at all to these guys, because these guys are way more tanky than other Biome enemies, because... So at this point, I can't just, like, hit them and then move on. I have to actually make sure they're dead before I go. But that's one elite down. We got 2 more doors to go. But yeah, we're pretty low on scrolls. That's rough. That was a rough situation. We're at 28, which is kind of low, kind of not. I actually was talking with Demetrius in the Discord about scroll counts, and if I did my math and understood the wiki correctly, without good dual scrolls and without any necklace scrolls and going the complete optimal route in 5BC, the most scrolls you'll get with fragments is roughly 24, which is pretty wild because usually the average for second boss, like the quote-unquote average, is like 26 to 28. Which, again, just proves my point. Like, if you want to go whatever route, then just go, man. Like, you don't need to always go the optimal route in 5BC to get your oh-so-important magical high scroll count. Haha, funny number, big damage go burr, you know? Like, yeah, it's great, but at the same time, you don't need it, you know? Big food is nice here because I didn't want to use a second potion. I wanted to, at this point, like, I've completely given up on this run because I used a potion on Timekeeper and I really didn't want to, because I had the feeling that, like, I've always, like, fucked up Hand of the King so badly with this build that I always expected going into Hand of the King that I would be using a flask. So I would be going into Collector with at the very least 2, at the most 3 at this point. And I was like, I need all 4 because, like, not. Oh. I spoilered. I'm gonna be bleeping those out, I guess. But spoiler boss fight, like, he is so hard, dude. With this build, it's so ridiculous. Not hard, I guess, but like a mix between hard and tedious. Because you don't want... I like the bosses feeling like an actual boss fight. Oh, right, okay. I was wondering what I was doing, but like, okay. Yeah, I was explaining in voice chat, like, a couple, like, one of the runs I did, there was a dual scroll that spawned on the other side of the third, key door, and I was like, that's just stupid. Kiwi asked, and I had to explain that, but like, that's stupid how that can happen. But like, free money, let's go. Yeah, the spoiler boss fight was very hard. And I like having the boss fights actually feel like boss fights, but you don't want them to go on for as long as they do in this kind of run, because without the legendary ice armors, plural, I would have died like 10 times over. I don't think the Slushie run would be possible without... Well, I mean, like, obviously it is possible. But it would be pretty hard to focus for that amount of time for that long without messing up and throwing. Especially on the later boss fights where patterns get more complicated. And oh, I think I take this. Yeah, because it has both bleeding affixes I want and plus 15% damage. And I'm like, yes! It's all coming together. Let's go. It's all coming together on a run I gave up on. I take a look at this, but I end up selling it because mine doesn't feel. Mine has a plus 15% damage, it deals more, so we keep it. And I think we're just about done here. Just gotta sell the stuff and move on. Sell it, bro. Sell it and move on, bro. Come on. I'm just one of those players who full loots everything. I take forever on my levels, but you know, whatever. However, we do end on 31. Which is not too bad, and I think there was 2 fragments. No, I know there was 2 fragments in High Peak. In my specific High Peak. Because I came in with 2, and then I picked up 2. I think one of them was an extra. Because every single run, 3 extra fragments on 5BC spawn randomly throughout the map and biomes. I think, if the wiki is not lying to me, High Peak has 1 extra fragment, and with there being 2, I think that was an extra. Don't quote me on that. Quote the wiki on that. Anyway, we're at the Hand of the King, and at this point, this is when I start, like, mentally freaking out a little bit in my head. And I'm like, I have to. I pause here because my hands were shaking a little bit at this point. I'm like, shaking them out to stop them from sweating and, like, me throwing. And I'm like, okay, I just have to go. I just have to do it. Like, I can't throw. Like, I was literally telling myself out loud to not throw the run, you know? Because I was at that point. I was like, just do it! Just do it! Don't let your dreams be dreams! Just do it! But yeah, Hand of the King. I had to practice this boss fight with this build a couple times. And, I was today years old when I learned that Hand of the King can be pushed off and just bounce a little bit on the spikes, apparently. That was in one of my practice fights, but, like, this guy is tough specifically because when he is frozen, unlike the other bosses, he keeps doing his same attack that he was frozen on. Which messed me up quite a bit the first bunch of times I fought him. Because I would expect him to do something else, but he doesn't. The only attack that can be, from my experience, interrupted by being frozen is his dash attack. Which does not happen there, but it happens sometimes if you time it correctly, which is pretty rough. Oh, those flags are scary sometimes because you can't just get rid of them with this build. This also was scary. But yeah, we got him. And at this point, like, I practically jumped out of my seat and started screaming. I was like, yes! Yeah, let's go! I was literally screaming. 5BC spoilers coming up, so if you don't want to get spoiled, thank you for watching, and please go check out some of my other videos if you like what you see and you want to watch more. Yeah, let's go. But yeah, like, I was freaking out so hard because I didn't use a flask. And I was like, I could go to Collector with 4 flasks! I was like, the best outcome for one of the worst runs I've ever had. I was freaking out so hard. Like, I am not exaggerating when I say I screamed in voice chat over it because I was so happy and so excited with that fight. I apologize. Like, at this point, DG left and had to go, but, like, I had to apologize to Daniel and Kiwi for blasting their eardrums with me screaming. But I mean, like, can you blame me? I was excited. I was happy. It was all coming together. You know? You ever just, like, it's just one of those moments. But yeah, now we're in, the... Observe it now. Not that. I am drawing a blank on this biome. I completely forget the name of it. It's okay, guys. Young people have memory issues too. I don't What is this called? I don't remember. Yeah, spoiler biome. We're in spoiler biome. You know, you need the keys to get the doors, and we already had one from the bird earlier. At least I think it was a bird. I don't remember. I'm watching this back. I'm just like, I'm still hyped. I'm still riding the high, man. I'm gonna be riding this high for so long on winning this. And the librarians here are so... They were actually scary with this build, because the only thing that could hit them was a... Well, obviously your main two weapons, because duh. But like, you had to position yourself correctly in order to hit them. And if you didn't, yeah, just YOLO that. Yeah, you get a situation like this, but luckily ice armor kind of saves you. Well, that time it did, because of the affixes that it had. But they're scary, man. They're really scary. And we found the second elite, which gives me the second key. Come on, let's go! At this point, I was kind of half looking for a second challenge rift. Because, like, I only found one in the whole run. And, it's still kind of sad that I only found one. But, you know, whatever, I guess. I guess that's fine. I mean, we won the run, so it doesn't matter. So, like, yeah. Astrolab! I just remember what the biome was called. Look at me. Oh my god, my memory is so late. It's called freaking Astrolab. Oh, that's so funny. Everybody watching this is gonna be screaming in the comments like, it's called Astrolab, it's called Astrolab. 5 minutes later, I remember the name. I'm sorry, everybody. Yeah, epic Dead Cells gamer over here. I'm a true Dead Cells fan. Oh my god, I can't believe I forgot that. I can't believe I forgot the name for that long. Oh my god. Guys, I'm so tired. More dudes on books that we're gonna fuck up. Let's go, as Daniel says. And I think we're just about done with the tower. I know I do get hit by one of the turrets here because I wasn't paying attention. I think it's this part right here. Yeah. But we're fine. Apparently, they can do that. The librarians can just shoot their lasers while frozen, I guess. I didn't know that until this run, I guess. So, be careful freezing them. I suppose. Yeah, at this point we're done, but I was cleaning up enemies. Because I think I was looking for food. And just anything else. And at this point, I'm like, okay, we're done here. I'm just gonna go. And I'm so glad I remembered, because I was like, oh yeah, I need to buy the flask. Yeah, because I teleport this way and I'm like, we're done. And I'm like, oh fuck yeah, right, the flask. You know, get my health back. Oh my god, imagine. I would have been crying. And then I just buy everything here because I can. And I'm like, I'm gonna need it. Why not? And now we're just gonna go. Double check one last time. And this is the build officially. I didn't pause before the final boss fight, but yeah, that's the build. Synergy. Ice shards plus 60 to bleeding, obviously. Ice blast. Bleed on thaw plus 60% damage to bleeding target. And we're just going to go. I remember I got here and like, you ever just like get to the boss of a game and you just start feeling weird and nervous. I had to sit here for like a full minute and just calm myself down. I just had to calm myself down because my hands were sweaty and shaking. I was feeling so nervous. I was mentally panicking. But I was like, I just have to go. I can do it. I was hyping myself up. And we're just going. And at this point, both Kiwi and Daniel, like, paused their games and started watching. And I'm like, I'm not gonna lie, that made me even more nervous. But, like, spoiler boss fight. Let's go. This boss fight, I have seen phases I have never seen before in my life, and nobody will ever see ever again. Unless they specifically do a low damage build like this, but like... yeah. I'm not doing a lot of damage here. And... one of the attacks that people fear the most, I think, is like his ground slam where the bombs rain from above and like this slam comes up and like a kind of like a shockwave thing. It's not that hard to dodge because you don't have to worry about the bombs until they land. It's just like a double jump and then either double jump again to go above the bombs or just roll. It's not that hard. I think this attack here is more scary. But like every other boss except for Hand of the King, if you interrupt Collector with his freeze, with your freeze, he will just move on to the next attack most of the time. Oh my god, this dodge coming up is so fucking sick. Yes! Ultra Instinct, let's go. Even I was shocked at that, and I had to like pause my brain from being stuck on that and being like, okay, everybody, like, shut up, I need to focus. I can't dwell on that or else I'll throw. But yeah, we're still going. We're still going. he had 2 drinks at this point, and he does this laser again. You can see me interrupting his attacks, and again, the laser. And I'm like, just drink! Drink! We got 2 balls. A lot of people know about him having the 1 ball phase, but he actually does this, and I take a hit from the ball there with my ice armor, and finally, we're on the last phase, his next drink. I take a hit there. I went without taking a hit for so long. This is when I start panicking, and I had to verbally remind myself to calm down and not throw. I'm like, don't throw, don't throw, don't throw, like out loud repeatedly. Because like, you can tell I start taking more hits around this point, and I start panicking just a little bit, and I take a hit around this, yeah, around here, and I had to make myself wait, because my first instinct was to drink, and if I had drank there, I would have died, but I waited. I had to make myself wait. And now he's gonna drink again because I stall him. And I'm panicking pressing the heal button because I'm like, I just want this to be over. And I'm panicking so hard, just like, oh my god, even with the, after drinking, like, I'm still doing ass damage, but we got him. We got him. That whole fight was 4 minutes and 20 seconds long. But we did it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you. I hoped you liked this run. I hoped you liked watching it. I liked playing it. And I'll see you in the next one.